Welcome back to Lost Comms. Okay, sweet. All right, welcome back to Lost Comms. We're your hosts, Juan and Juan's friend.
How
motto is safety first.
Safety first. Safety first. Welcome, everybody.
Right. So if the video looks a little different, it's just because we changed platforms. But
thank God.
Yeah, it wasn't great. We're not gonna put anybody on blast, but this seems already way better. So
I really do want to put them on blast, but you're right. We probably should. But we lost hours of content, hours on the streaming service. So
for those of you wondering why we have an 8-minute video on our page, that's why. It's because we recorded an hour and a half with guests and we lost all of it.
Yeah, it was a shame. Anyway, y'all, welcome back to Lost Comms. Howdy. I am.
Hey, I like your hat almost as much as I like your shirt. What's going on over there? Lost Comms show? I've heard of that show.
I want so badly to give you praise for your shirt, but like did you not buy a shirt? You didn't buy a Lost Comms shirt? You didn't support the brand?
It's in the mail.
So we have this whole thing. We're gonna wear the Lost Comms shirt, and then like Juan just doesn't go out and buy one.
Oh, that's fine. No. Yeah, this is my fault, Shane. This is on me. Yeah.
Hey
guys, quick.
If you want to, sorry, buddy, go ahead.
I was gonna say real quick, it's an amazing shirt. Shane, why don't you stand up and give us a quick spin?
Okay, all right, yeah, all right.
Okay, gosh. I love it so far. Oh, I love it even more now. That's a good shirt. I legitimately can't wait for mine. I'm excited.
I put a little bit of a shake. I put a little bit of a shake in there. I don't know if you caught that. You saw that?
Yeah. You definitely shook it, not stirred it.
Hey, but not too much. Family show.
Family show. Yeah, we're keeping it PG.
Yeah.
That being said, if you want your Lost Comms shirt today, merch dropped not too long ago. Go on either our YouTube channel or our Instagram. You're gonna see the link.
Yeah, the link's there, guys. Go ahead and click on it. It'll bring you right to the page. We've got a homegrown sweatshop operation. By the way, shout out wives.
Big shout out to the wives.
Big shout out to the wives.
Specifically Shane's wife. I think she's the one that's putting in the elbow grease.
Hey, the wives are the whole reason that we're here, and they are the engine behind the come on, help me out here. Behind the
they're the face behind the operation. No, they're the
brains. They're the will.
Okay,
they're the willpower.
Yeah,
I mean, when you think about the machine of the Lost Comm show, it's the wives.
Well, it's actually funny you say that. Hey, here's to the wives. My wife is actually not home right now because she took my daughter to see some family where our family lives, which I'm not going to say where that is because that's weird because this is a public show.
Dude, you should just drop their address.
Like, that's for real.
Drop their street address.
Yeah, address, social security, and mother's maiden name.
So
they're not here right now. And so I'm home alone and unafraid. Dude, I realized that I can survive off eggs, rice, and ground beef.
This is a big deal. Our wives don't leave us very often. Okay,
it's true.
Like, hey, y'all saw what happened when I tried to cook by myself the other day. Juan's by himself. I think she's with Soph down in the location that'll remain unnamed.
Yeah. Over that place. Dude, they're there for. I'm meeting them up in a couple of weeks to celebrate my daughter's birthday. But they're currently gone. They're gonna be gone for like a month. Like it's gonna be a month of me home alone, and I don't know what to do with myself, dude. Like today, I haven't eaten anything solid today. Like I had a protein shake, and I've been filter feeding.
Before I drop this name, I need to make sure. Yeah. Okay. So, like, are you having? I was right, by the way. I was right. So,
okay, go ahead.
Are you having like Macaulay Culkin vibes go on? Like you're like somebody's gonna like knock on your door to be two bearded men like that look homeless, and then you're gonna just start dropping bricks and stuff. Like,
well, what's funny,
Juliana?
It's funny you say that because the other day I was like going to sleep and I was like, okay, like I'm the man of the house. I'm the one that's supposed to protect them. And weirdly enough, when they're not home, I start getting more nervous. Hey. I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna break in. And it's like if they broke in with them here, it would make no difference.
I mean, it's a numbers game. If there are more in you in the house,
I guess,
you know what I mean?
I don't have to outrun the bear. I just have to outrun them.
No, I think the real thing why we're nervous is poltergeist. Like, everybody knows that poltergeists take advantage of like solo people because, like, you might find yourself alone in the house. Like, but when you're not alone, you're not really nervous or anything. You're not really scared. But then you're alone, and then the poltergeist knows because you can smell it. You can smell the
Definitely
fear.
poltergeist, but I'm right there with you.
Oh no, how day, brother?
I'm
It's
just thinking
poltergeist,
of
brother.
I'm thinking of a group of geese like performing an exorcism.
Oh, dude, that would be a flock of poltergeist, my guy.
Oh my god! All right, let's get down to the show. So, what episode are we on? 5, right?
Yeah, we're on episode 5, I think. Episode 5 recap.
Finally out of my home country, and head over to Chile, Santiago, Chile.
Yeah. Santiago.
Yeah.
Clean city. Talked about that last part.
Dude. Yeah. I want to elaborate on the fact that like really pay attention to this episode. Like it was spotless. And it was like
clean.
modern. It was awesome.
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah. Big fan.
But yeah, so like to kick it off, we started with a D. No, we started with a roadblock, wasn't it?
Yeah, we basically. But that being said, before that, rewind. We launch in second group. We read the clue. We head out. I don't want to put anybody on blast here. We had not that much problem finding the car. But it was manual and self-drive. It was self-drive, self-nav, which we were big fans of.
Big fans
of the self-drive, self-nav.
You guys give. I mean, the Amazing Race. You give Juan and Shane a map. Like it's going to solve a lot of problems for us because we're pretty good with the navigation thing. I am doing exactly what I'm saying. That I'm not trying to pump our tires. No, I am. But like not trying to. But yeah, we're good with nav. Like, cardinal directions. You give us a map north up, and like tell us where to go. We'll end up getting there. So. This is the first time in the race thus far that Juan and I actually, I wouldn't say felt comfortable because like we were comfortable navigating the entire time, but we really knew that we had the upper hand here because
we knew it definitely would not be an issue for us and that it would be an issue for other teams. And that gave us a level of comfort. Whereas, we're not here to settle. We were obviously always shooting for first. But at least we knew we weren't on the chopping block. But so we started heading out, and we started off with a roadblock.
Yeah.
Who's feeling bored?
It was a roadblock that we started with, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Who's feeling bored?
I guess it was me. So at that point, Shane had done I think we were 3-1 at that point. Yeah,
3-1, which honest to God was a comfortable position for us to be in because you hear some of these racers that do recaps and whatnot. No pun intended. By the way, but that's a good pod. By the way, if you watch this
Racers recap,
give us a shout. You guys run a good solid operation over there. Could do without some of the things that you
guys are blatantly honest. I will say,
blatantly honest. Hey, it's good though. It's good. Don't ever change. But yeah, if you listen to what they say, is like have the in a group of 13 people, you have the weaker of the two. Not saying that I was a weak player in this race up to this point. However, Juan, I think you'll agree, is that with the roadblocks and stuff, like we've talked about stories all the time. Like you're gonna do all of the brain stuff. You got a big brain. I mean,
Yeah, Shane's pumping my tires a lot. I was a really weird kid, and usually weird kids end up being good at stuff like that.
Juan's got a big brain, so he was going to handle all the brain stuff, and like I was going to handle the physical stuff. But Juan can handle the physical stuff too. So 3-1 roadblocks. Like I had done 3 up to this point. We're feeling pretty good right now.
Yeah. And so at which point we're like, hey, who's feeling bored? I was like, whatever it is, I got it. I was almost hoping it'd be more skateboarding than building it because like I feel like I could have figured it out. Probably not as good as, like other racers that have had experience in skateboarding, but whatever. The point is it was building and I said, all right, dude, I'm good to go. How hard could it be to build a skateboard? I've seen people on this show building motorcycles, like easy money. We get in there. I'm feeling not super bad about it. And I think I talk on the show about like, hey, I'm going to spread it all out. I'm going to look at it, take a methodical approach and just look at how to tackle this the best way I can. And we start building.
And that's you to a T though. Like that's like what you do in the rule. So quick story here. So Wancho came over for a Christmas party a few years back.
I remember that.
And we got these big giant commercial like
Heaters.
outdoor space heaters, outdoor like that you see at a restaurant. You know, it's got the lamp at the top, right, and it's a propane lamp, right. So anyway, they came in from Amazon, and we had to put them together. And so like I'm like I hate adult puzzles. Like I just hate them. I hate adult. I should say I hate adult Legos. Like that's because that's what they are. It's just adult Legos. Like people are like, oh, it's so fun. I get to put together a piece of furniture. It's like, no, I hate that. It sucks. Like no joke. This is, I swear to God, my right hand to Jesus. I have gone into Home Depot, grabbed the floor model Weber grill, and pulled it to the.
Oh my God! Yeah, you did.
Swear to God, I did. Yeah, I swear. I pulled it to the front.
Avoid putting it together.
Checked out, and they're like, I'm like, oh yeah, there's no boxes back there, and just walked out, put it in the bed of my truck, and went home. I still got it today. It's great. It is the best decision. It saved me an hour to 2 hours of putting it together. Anyway, so Juan's over at the house, and we get the lamps, and like I just like start tearing into it, and Juan's like yelling at me. He's like, dude, what are you doing? Like, spread out all the pieces. Anyway.
You haven't even accounted for all the pieces that are supposed to be in it. Which, by the way, my wife hates that about me. Like, we'll get some crazy thing. Like my daughter just switched from a crib to like a big girl bed, and when it came in, she's like, "I'll put it together." I was like, I got it." Like, because my wife is exactly like Shane. She just goes in, starts digging in, and starts go forth and conquer. I'm like, hold on a second. We got to take account of everything that's here. Make sure we got all the pieces. What's the steps? And I'm super methodical with that. So that's kind of the approach I took to it. Maybe. It's an asset, whereas it could also have worked. It's a double-edged blade. Like I could have maybe been a little faster had I not been so methodical about it. But regardless of the fact, put all the skateboard pieces out, start putting them together. Saw that big 35 on the back of the skateboard. You hate to see that. And Rod is right next to me, so obviously at this point you guys realize that we've gotten along well with Rod and Leticia. So I figured, hey, Rod needs help, and it doesn't super. Inhibit my race. Obviously, I'm not going to hesitate in helping him. I start putting my stuff together, and man, I whipped that thing up quick. I don't think it gives me justice.
Smoked that thing together, like you put that together like that.
But I missed one of the most important parts, dude.
And
by the time Danny had gotten his check, because Danny left first. By the time he had gotten his check, I had already gotten like 3 checks.
Right, and it's funny because. For you super fans out there, you guys obviously know this, but you can't help your teammate. Like if you're doing a roadblock, the supporting teammate is just that. He's supporting or she's supporting. You can't do anything else. So like we're in the back, and I'm just like, God. And so actually, my pops asked me, he's like, hey, did you know what was going on? I was like, you know what?
I wanted to ask you that too, actually.
I was like, after the first, I thought that it was the colors. But then after you got the first check, I thought you had redone the tires already, and then the second check they told you no too. I was like, oh shoot, it's not the colors. But anyway,
and it was crazy is that like had I had a reference, I think it would have helped. But yeah, no, I definitely did not think of the colors. Talk about being methodical, dude. That crap went straight over my head. I was like, and my buddy actually, I got a text from my buddy the other day. He's like, dude, how did you not notice the colors? I was like, yeah, I thought it was one of those things, like express yourself. Here's a ton of colors.
Classic Juan. Always getting texts. Juan gets a lot of texts.
Yeah, Shane, my phone is up and running.
I actually just got a text about that for like 7 buddies.
Whatever, dude. But what I did not. Well, I mean, what didn't help either is that like they show the guy standing there with the board. Like if you're looking at the skateboard as you're building it, you're not. The guy's actively riding it in real time, and you're just supposed to like glance and see what you can see. Which is where I noticed I was like, wait, the red is in front of the green. Like, do I have that set up? And I held my board. And I was like, oh crap, the color of all the wheels. And that's fine. 2 and 2.
Yeah, it was because you had said you're like, yeah, I don't think this is it. There's like no way it would be this, but like I'm gonna give it a try. And like, ding ding ding.
Yeah,
good stuff,
dude. I was way overthinking it. I was like, is the flexibility of the board off? You can see me like testing it. I was like, oh jeez. Yeah, I actually meant to ask you. I never actually did ask you. I'm like, did you know about the colors? Good to know that you did. And,
yeah, I had a feeling it was the colors because there wasn't a whole lot that it could have been. Like,
it's true.
You know what I mean? Like, other than I wouldn't have been able to put it together. Like, I probably would have figured it out.
Would have been fine.
I would have figured it out. It would have just taken me a whole lot longer. But like, my whole point is like, they're like as far as attention and detail goes, that the race very much so focuses on with like those kind of challenges. Like, that was the only thing that really could have been like a something that the race could have honed in on. And so like I saw the different colors. I was like, I think there's going to be something there. And
I mean, yeah, good on you. I mean, whatever. We got it eventually. We got out behind Danny.
Dude, you crushed it. You still crushed it, even though it took you like 2 or 3 attempts. You had your board built before everybody else did.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah, that was the easy part.
It was like whatever, man.
And then thank God Rod found his nut, because I was actually, what's funny is I was thinking about that as I was finishing the board. I was like, dude, if I get a clue, like, what am I gonna do? Like, we could be first. I can't stick around and help him find it that long.
I know, dude. And when I heard you say that, when I heard you say, "Don't worry, Rod, I'm gonna finish this board. I'm gonna help you with that nut," I was like,
yeah, you're like, oh shit,
oh man, like that's because like we are obviously at this point in and the A word. I'm getting better, guys.
Yeah. We have been reading the comments. We know not to be spitting that word out there.
We're getting better, yeah. The A word.
The A word.
We're doing the A thing. With
we are the A team.
We are the A team. Yeah, we're the A team. About Leticia. But like we're not gonna put ourselves in a position of disadvantage. And when I heard you say that, I was like, oh geez. Like, what do I say? Like, do I just start yelling at Juan? No, that'll probably ruin some things. I told myself I wasn't gonna yell at Juan.
I mean, shit, dude. I'll tell you what, dude. With all honesty, if you knew about the wheels before I did, good on you for holding your tongue. I would have been losing my mind.
I mean, what do you do? It's either that or get a penalty, you know.
But so
or
we
just
got
start,
it.
like just start cussing you out on national TV, like for no reason. Like, we got it. You did great.
We got it. Rod found his nut. It was a non-factor. We got our clue. We got going.
Thank God Rod found that nut.
And now it's detour time. I didn't realize Ron and Leticia got so lost, dog. That was crazy.
Oh, dude, yeah. Remember after the day was done, Rod and Leticia come up to me, Rod goes, boys, we went on a little mountain vacation. How day. Probably ran into some mountains and wearing a similar hat.
Big Midwestern.
They were laughing their tails off because it obviously didn't bury him, but yeah.
Well, you know what's funny is that, and here, like I wanna that actually brings up a really good point. So in the race, you see all the most interesting parts lined up against each other. What you don't see is the in-between time. Shane and I could have easily made that mistake. We were on a big highway, and I think we got on the last exit to be able to turn around to where we were at to go to the mountain climbing. But had we missed that exit, I think we would have been on that highway for another hour. So it's like one of those things where it's like you could be driving 45 minutes, and it could still be well on your way to where you need to go. It just TV doesn't show that. So it's
I remember with this spot, the nav for us was pretty simple because there was a giant river that ran through the middle of the map. And all of the detours, the roadblock, fill, it was along the river. So like at one point we had crossed the river and like it was very simple to understand like, oh, this is the river. So it's like I have the map. I'm on the east side of the river. I have my compass. Like I know I'm on the east side. Like mountains are over there to the east. Like, we're just going to hug. Okay, we went too far because we crossed the river. Let's just go north on the river and then find the next bridge. And that's what we did. So, like, I don't think we were ever at risk of, joining Rod and Leticia on their mountain vacation. But
I hate that. No, like, and that's what I'm saying. Is like one wrong turn and you're screwed. But like that driving time could easily be normal. Like you could be driving for 30 minutes and be on track per se.
Yeah.
Because like, for example, I'm not going to give anything. We'll talk about that later on. What I did love that I hated that the race didn't show this was you on your giant compass with the two smaller compasses to make sure that the big compass was working. So you have the map with a pencil and 3 compasses in front of you giving me directions.
Yeah.
I thought, what a sight to see. I can't believe they didn't show more of that.
Absolutely. No, the number one rule, and now this goes back from growing up in the woods, hunting the big woods of the Upper Peninsula in Michigan. But you never just have one compass,
dude,
and you never just have 2 compasses, because if one of those compasses are bad,
you don't know
which one's bad. You always carry 3 compasses. Always.
That was a freaking sight to see. Sorry, my big dog is bullying my little dog. Yeah, that was a sight to see. I couldn't believe they didn't show more of that, because me watching that, I was like, dude, I am so glad I know how to drive stick shift, because there's no way I would have been able to recreate that. Well, you hunt though. That's the thing, is that you hunt. Like, you're used to that.
Howdy.
So we got to pick, right? Are we going to rock climb, or are we going to do whatever the hell that other thing was?
Yeah, we had to, at this point, this is now watching it back, bro. Watching it back. Right. Watching it back. At the time, no, I didn't think what I'm about to say, but watching it back, you can see these teams that are super fans making smarter decisions.
Oh, easily.
Up to this point in the race, right? Like last leg, Danny went straight to the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
We went, I'm sorry. This leg, Danny went straight to the puzzle. You and I were like,
no, last leg. You're talking about Medellin. You're talking about when he went to the puzzle when we went to dance.
Oh yeah,
episode
100%. So, so Danny and Angie went straight to the puzzle last leg. Thank you. We went straight to the dance because we said, hey, we're gonna do the physical stuff. Like that's where our strengths are. You know, no pun intended, but like that we were strong in the physical aspect of the race, realm of the race, right? So that's what we chose. And then this leg again, we're going climbing. Now, dude, we smoked the climb.
We did really good on the climb.
We smoked it. Dude, it was done in, I bet you, 10 minutes. Like, the second we got there, I bet you if you hacked the clock, 10 minutes, we were done.
There was no stopping, for sure. I do agree. That being said, Ricky and Caesar also cleaned house. I feel like I feel like in this situation, it would have gone either way. Like, I wasn't really, like, upset about what we picked.
I think Ricky and Cesar beat us this leg because they spent 5 minutes dancing for money or singing for money or whatever it was. Like, dude, I think you and I were both on the same page. It's like, I don't really want to beg for money. Like, that's like,
I agree.
You know
I wasn't for it. I wasn't about it at all. I think that was like the one thing going in that I was like, I would definitely rather do anything but that. I don't regret our decision at all. And you know what's more is I'm going to take it a step further and say, I'm glad that we stuck to our strategy because our strategy was what it was and we committed.
Yeah, we did. And 100%. No, we committed. But like at this point, like, so now you saw last week with Dan and Angie, and now you see this week with Ricky and Cesar. It's like they are making super fan decisions. Super fan decisions. So now like Juan and I are starting to realize this. Like at like last leg, we couldn't figure out why Dan and Angie like got ahead of us. And now we're debriefing in the room trying to figure it out. And now this leg, obviously the outcome wasn't in our favor. And now we're starting to realize like maybe our tactic needs to change.
Yeah. And you know what? I will say, I was actually watching, weirdly enough, Racers Recap, and they did mention something about this that really stood out to me. And they said, Juan and Shane are learning the race as they're doing it, but Ricky and Caesar already know it.
I heard them say it too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so that's exactly what it was. We were learning it as we were doing it because which I think it was Caesar. Caesar's a super fan. They just understand the dynamic. And that's exactly what we were picking up on.
They just knew. And and so it's so up to this point in the race, it's showing, right? It's showing. So we smoked the climbing.
I know.
Smoked it. Like we did the climbing challenge as quick as that first roadblock that we did, and that sprung us through everybody. Like it was literally probably 10 minutes, dude, or less. Like,
and then after that, the nav to the pit stop was a non-factor. I mean, and you even hear Phil say it, and I want to elaborate on what he said. When we got on the mat, he's like, you know how close you were to first place, and then he looked at me and he's like, you saw it, and it was because when me and Shane walked into the building, we saw Ricky and Caesar getting off the mat. Like they beat us by maybe 5 minutes.
Phil told us 4. Once the cameras cut, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. And dude, we had it because we got done climbing, which still we smoked it.
Yeah,
and
we killed it.
We started nabbing back, and we didn't have difficulties, but we got on top of it, and they did a great job editing here because they showed us, look, and we're like, hey, that's it. How do we get there? How do we
Correct. Yes, agreed.
Remember, we drove past it, and then we went to another light, and we had to U-turn. And like we did that twice because we couldn't find like the parking area. And like so now Juan and I are getting like antsy. So like if we had found it, it's just how it goes, guys.
And me driving, obviously I want to help Shane, but all I can do is drive. Like all I can do is do pretty much either what he says or look out forward. Dude, I considered just hopping the curb. I considered just getting over that giant divide on that highway and just saying, screw it. We might have won, or we might have gotten pulled over and gotten an even worse place.
And you're done.
Yeah, exactly.
They make it very clear. They do a very good job of their safety. The Amazing Race, they do a very good job of their safety briefings. They do a very safety first. very good job of their safety briefings. Very good job, safety first.
Safety first.
Of their security briefings in order to maintain safety.
Safety first.
Safety first. But they do a very good job of making sure that you understand that no outlier or outside factors affect the race's timeline. Meaning, the race will go on. If you get pulled over,
that's on you.
That's on you. Mm-hmm. And guess what? You're in a foreign country with a foreign passport. That's not going to be a good look, and you're probably going to be there a while.
Yeah. They very much scrutinize the fact that, and pun intended here, you don't want to be cowboys about racing. Thank you, Shane.
Should have been cowboy.
Second place. At least we broke that fourth place funk. I love how at the end of the third episode, I was like, man, we can't seem to shake fourth. Well, we shook fourth all right in the fourth episode because we got fifth.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
God, dude.
Dude, and then we hopped on the mat. We hopped on the mat, and like, I think you were a little like I remember it differently, but I saw the facial expression that you had. Like, you were like, "Oh yeah, second." I'm like, dude, it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense. Like, how did we get second?
Yeah.
How did we get second? Like, everything that we did, we just crushed it. Like, your detour, like, that was the cleanest leg of the race that we had run so far. And we got beat.
And you know what? And I don't mean to sound off cocky, but like I fully back up the video that they showed of me saying is like we were a first place team consistently showing up in the middle of the pack. Because that's exactly how I felt. We were very frustrated because especially in that part, especially in that leg, dude, the nav was on point. The challenges were on point. Like our attitudes were there. We're being super efficient. Dude, and it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. We came up just short again. It was good to see the progression, but just like consistently not being good enough, which is not to bag on any other team, but we're big believers of you're either first or last.
You guys have to understand that. You have to understand that. Like Juan and I, we went on this race to be first.
Yeah.
Not to be second, not to be third. We went on the race to be first. And like when you know that you're capable of it because of, upstairs, like your mental state, the things that you've been through in the past, you're capable of it. You're capable. You watch the show, you study the show, you understand that you can do it.
Yeah, dude.
And then you just consistently fall short. Fourth, fifth, second. Somehow, after running the cleanest leg, the cleanest leg of the race that we had run so far, like after we stepped on the mat, he told us that we were second. You saw me kind of go like, then like gave each other a hug, walked off the mat, and we just started scratching our heads like, yeah, dude, what do we do?
Like I don't not to sound off cocky here. We feel confident in our abilities, and I would challenge any other team to race the leg exactly how we did and get a better time. Like we did everything that we actually performed on extremely well. It was one of those things. And exactly like Shane says, it came down to the decision making. We just didn't have that experience.
So we move on to
all right, Cordoba,
Argentina.
Mm-hmm. But now we're taking off in the first group. So hopefully we can get our shit together. How many teams are there at this point? 8? Yeah, right? Yeah. Because there's been 5 episodes, 13 teams to start. 13 minus 5 is 8.
Yeah.
It's dwindling down. It's dwindling down.
Race is getting tight.
Mega leg on the schedule.
Do we know that? There's Amazing Race.
Yeah. It showed it in the preview that the next mega leg, double the roadblocks, double the detours. They said that.
Well, we didn't know that.
Oh no. We were not told that at all.
Like, hey, welcome to Puerto Vallarta. Here's your mega leg. They're like, oh, thank God we got that out of the way.
Good, the mega legs out of the way.
Yeah.
Sucks to suck, idiot.
Anyway, I don't know, man. That's what I got. I'm sad to say this is the first pod that nobody sponsored. So
really, 0 sponsors,
dude. No, we're out here grinding every day. No sponsors. I mean,
Oh man. Well, hey.
There's one, but we'll save it for the next pod.
I don't think I have any hot takes either. I was so zoned into what we were doing this episode that I have zero hot takes.
Well, that's what I got, man. I mean, we'll be back next week. Chat about the next leg. And
yeah,
second place. It's like as my dad said growing up playing football. Second place is like kissing your sister. So.
Oh my
god. Yeah. You think about it,
Oh god. Well, we'll see you on YouTube as long as we're still on.
Like you got to kiss a girl, but like it's your sister. Like that stinks.
Oh god, there's your hot take of the day. You came in strong with that one. I love it. Oh god, guys, buy the t-shirt. It's an awesome t-shirt. We all get to buy it. I promise I'll have mine on next week for sure.
By the way, this is Juan's idea. So like, I mean, my wife's making the t-shirts, so maybe write a note and you're like, hey, thanks, Ton. She's doing a great job.
We're not doing this to get rich, I promise.
But Juan's idea, he literally sent it to me one day. He's like, hey, dude, what do you think about this t-shirt? And then he sent me, and it's the damn avocado that I cut in quarters wrong, because apparently there's a wrong way to cut an avocado into quarters. Whatever. I don't want to talk about it.
Unless you're a sociopath.
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want. I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk. I just want to talk to him.
Dad, no.
I just want to talk to him.
Walks up to the front door with a shotgun. If you don't understand that, watch Family Guy.
It's just want to talk to him.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? All right, guys. Hey, thanks everybody that left the comments. Big shout out. Thank you guys for reading the comments, leaving the comments. We read them all. If you have any questions about anything, about our personal lives, with the exception of like our credit card information, drop it in. We'll answer it. I mean,
go ahead and ask Juan all you want to know. He'll give you social security card, card number, credit card.
Trust me, you don't want my identity.
Whole thing. Juan's a big answer questions guy. So yeah. Funnel him Juan's way. He'll tell you anything you want to know. Ask him anything. Ask him anything. Juan.
Apparently this will be my
Juan. Hey, Juancho. How big are your biceps?
Ask me anything but that.
Hey, Juancho. How?
I'd be lying if I didn't say I stuck around after you left the pod and flexed in the camera a little bit.
Oh my god. No, dude, I'm not gonna flex. Yeah, all right. You want one little flex? Whatever, dude.
Yeah, you nailed me. That's exactly how I sound.
You want one? You want two?
That's all I got. That's all Shane's got. Leave your questions. Love you guys. Grab a shirt. It's a nice shirt. Hey, it's not expensive. $20 for a shirt in 2024. Come on, support the pod.
Follow the link. Support the pod. Support the. God, I did that. Support the boys.
Hey, you know what? You buy the shirt and drop a picture of you with the shirt,
flex,
and we'll give you a shout out.
Want to flex?
I will flex for the first person that drops a picture of them with the shirt on the comment.
Yeah,
not including anybody we know personally. Yeah.
And just so you know, just to let all of you out there know, you will make Juan's day if you buy a T-shirt, because all he's wanted to do since we started this pod is flex on camera. That's all he's wanted to do.
Right, 100% not true. I'm wearing a collared shirt. I'm less ready to strip than you are.
Okay, hold on.
No, all right. Everything for watching. Shane, how do you stop this thing? No, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing?
No. What is that, Juan? What is that?
Follow me on Instagram. You'll find out.
That's his story.
I was feeling big. What do you want?
All right, dude, we got to get out of here before we get too funny, and then we're going to get canceled. So
guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe, hit that sub button, hit the follow button on the Instagram, and buy yourself a shirt.
That's right. How day. Love all you guys.
Day.
Safety first.
Love you guys. Safety first. Have a good one.
Day.
See ya. That was quick and dirty.